Good morning in Bangkok and happy 4th of July to my friends in the West. Hope you guys had a great one. That's awesome. Here today, we are going to talk about the Pattaya Flying Club, or excuse me, the Pattaya Flying Club. The Pattaya Flying Club. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about. So I've had a lot of questions on this, and remember, we have to keep the chat PC. Very important. Hey, prep for it, and good morning, Robert. Good to see you guys. Um, Lots of questions about this, and I'm going to try to provide some answers. Hey, Frank, good to see you dropping in, my brother. Uh, very good to see you dropping in. All nice and warm and cuddly over there, I'm sure. Hey, Gerald, good to see you, man. Steven, hope you are doing well. I'm great, man. Great. We're going to talk about excuse me while I adjust my camera just a little bit here. We're going to talk about a subject that a lot of people want to know a lot about, but they don't really ever get to. And I figured since the channel is kind of drying up in AdSense that I would just go ahead and let this one roll, and hopefully it'll get monetized. But if it doesn't, no big deal. We'll talk about something important. I think we'll be okay. Hello, Andrew. Good to see you. So the Pattaya Flying Club. What is the Pattaya Flying Club? Well, in the description. Oh, by the way, before I start on that, I just released a video that I recorded a couple weeks ago in Pattaya, and that was before everything opened. So if you were in Pattaya last night or the night before, then you probably got a good vibe that was much different from what was on the video. But I wanted you guys to see the important parts, like LK Metro and Walking Street, how like nailed they were. Hey, Lee, good to see you in here, man. Happy 4th to you, sir. I know you are over in that area. Mr. Roger McGee, happy 4th to you. Good to see you. I'm just talking about where to go. There's Gordon and Stuck. Good morning to everybody. We're glad to see people coming in here. Before we get started talking about the flying club, because I made some little jokes of it in the description of this video, and I thought they were kind of funny. But so here's the reality. There's a couple ways you can become a member of the flying club. First of all, you need to know that flying club means that technically, yes, please hit the thumbs up button there, everyone. And there's a manual that says, hey, Mr. DoMoreLife. Well, hello to you, Emmanuel. I don't think Jim's going to be here for any money challenges. Just know that for anybody who is in here, hey, Earl, good to see you. We hadn't made anything this weekend in Super Chats or PayPal. And this channel usually tries to get at least $100 a weekend out of Super Chats and PayPal. That's so I can travel, just to be clear. That's so I can travel and not have to be worried about digging it into my own pocket too much. Otherwise, I won't be able to bring you all this wonderful traveling content that we've been seeing lately. Anyway, just letting you know. Everybody's saying hey to everybody, which is a good place for me to start. So the flying club itself, you must first know that the flying club means you are literally going to take human flight. How far you fly depends on how many stories up you are in your hotel or balcony or excuse me, hotel or building, or thank you for putting PayPal link up, Robert, or wherever you may be at a certain height. That's how far you're going to fly. And what typically happens is you fly to the ground, and most people are at their demise at that point. There are a few that, carry on, but not very many. How do you get to that point? That's the most important part. So there's a couple different ways to get to the what we'll call the end of the flying club, and you guys can ingest and understand what that means, I'm sure. So how do you get to the end of the flying club? And by the way, this is a real thing. Um, Getting there can happen a couple ways. One, you can make somebody mad, a Thai citizen, or could be another expat with a lot of money that doesn't like you very much. And you could be in your 10th story apartment, and you might have some visitors that come in without your asking. Frank, I love you, man. Thank you so very much for what I hope is getting PayPal started tonight. New York Frank, $10. Thank you very much, my friend. 10 down, 90 to go, and I'll be a happy little vlogger. Happy little vlogger. That's funny. And Mr. Earl, thank you so much. 25 for Mr. Earl. Thank you. So 35. Wow. That's awesome. So 65 to go, and I will be traveling somewhere for sure. Here's another one. Lee, 25 more. Wow. It's coming in fast, guys. It's coming in fast. I very much appreciate it. So we got, let me do some quick math real quick. We got 50 and 10, that's 60. So 40 to go, and you got a super happy vlogger on your hands. Thanks so much, guys. That was really fast, and I really appreciate it. But just so you guys know, for the weekend, the hundreds always go for the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And I really appreciate you guys contributing. That really helps out. Really helps out. So thank you, Earl, Frank, and Lee. I really appreciate that. Okay. Want to make sure I didn't miss any comments. MOH says some people just want to be free. Yes, they do want to be free. I agree 100%. And there's nothing wrong with freedom, but let's say this is back to explaining the flying club. So let's say you're in your 10th story balcony or you're in your 10th story apartment and you can't. There's Roger with 25 more right there. Thank you so much, Mr. Roger. I appreciate it very much, man. So that puts us at what 85. So we need 15 more to get to the 100. That's spectacular, guys. Spectacular. I really appreciate that. So you've had a night out, and we're going to do the make that expat with money mad first. Okay, so let's say you were hanging out in nightclub venues in Pattaya, and you brought the drinking companions or Thai girls' attention to you more so than another expat that already had that attention. Gordon, did I say hello to you? I'm not sure, but I see you over there. If you did that, and that expat is a regular at the club or regular in Pattaya, or a person that has enough money that they can pay a few maybe locals to make sure that you're not a problem, then when you go back at night, Michael, thank you so much. Nita Petty, yeah, thank you. Lee says contributing factor is running out of money and being broke. Contributing factor. Oh, you're talking about for the yeah. I'm getting there. Yeah. I thought you were talking about your contributions. I was like, oh no, don't do that. Michael, thank you so much for the super chat. It is very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. I really appreciate that. All we need to do now is hit 15 more on PayPal, and we'd be good to go. We'd be good to go. And I love that. So thank you, Michael. I appreciate that very, very much. Very much appreciate it, guys. So I'm going to get around to Lee's point in just a second because that's the most common way that things like this happen. So you got too much attention and you made the wrong person mad, and you have visitors in your hotel room. They may be the drinking companions that you took home. Maybe you took home more than one. Maybe you took home two or three. And they've called whoever they need to call and say, yep, we got him good and drunk, and, come on in. And they let him in. And all of a sudden, you realize that those people are not there to be nice. And you're going to go for a flight. And hopefully you end up okay, but most people don't. That would be one scenario. Gordon says, many men come to Pattaya and realize this is as good as it gets. Give me Pattaya or give me. I like that, Gordon. I like that. You're right, though. Men do come there and realize Pattaya is as good as it gets, and that's where the problems start. Michael, I want to thank you again for that super chat because it's glowing yellow in my face, and I really appreciate it. Of course, I appreciate everybody that's done anything this morning. Super close to the goal, $15. Anyway, so Roger says some of the railings on those patios are not very high, a little too much alcohol, and oops, that's another way it can happen. You can become a member of the Pattaya Flying Club all by yourself, because if you have too much alcohol and can't stand up straight, don't go out on the balcony of your hotel room. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Trust me, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Kale, we are currently discussing the Flying Club. And just to give a short recap, Flying Club basically is when you are, I would say, above the fourth floor, and for whatever reason, you get to go off. Oh, now you know. Okay, good. Michael says Pattaya is the cure for McTay. Yes, it is. Yes, it definitely is. It definitely is, Michael. Very good point. Gordon says that, Roger, you are 100% right there. Most of these balconies are below the hip, and they are. I agree. The balconies are very, very low. MO8 says Pattaya is like a membership of the street. I wish I could. I understand that, but I can't leave that comment up. YouTube will crack down on that one, but I understand what you're saying. So anyway, I've been good, Kel. Thank you. But moving along to the usual suspect, which was brought up by Lee, the contributing factor is running out of money and being broke. Exactly. So what happens is people will go into a bar or another nightlife venue of some kind, and they will overspend their money. Or while they're in the bar, this is something else you have to remember, guys. If you got a bunch of drinking companions sitting with you, some of those drinking companions will slip in extra drink tickets into your check bin, little round check bin, where all the receipts go. So you have to know that it's probably not a good idea to lose track of your check bin. It's a great idea to not have so many of the Thai girls or drinking companions around you, just simply for that fact. And if you get up and go to the toilet at any point, take your check bin with you. I'm serious, very serious. Because what happens is you'll overspend, and at the end of the night, you won't have the money to pay. And in many cases, you'll cut a deal or something with the manager there at the bar, that kind of thing. Yes, pay as you go is a 100% effective cure for the Pattaya Flying Club, or just getting into some type of trouble in Pattaya. Period, Lee. That's a very, very good point. Very good point. Robert says it's always caused by a faulty balcony, even if it's not. I understand. But at the end of the night, you can't pay your balance. Okay. So you work out something with the bar manager and you're like, come back tomorrow. I got, I'll go to the ATM tonight, that kind of thing. Well, you're probably not going to be able to go to the ATM the next day, because there's a good chance that somebody is going to come into your residence. In fact, the bar may even say, "Hey, go ahead. You were drinking with this person all night. Go ahead, just take them with you. No problem. They'll keep you company." And when you're good and you're back at your place and you have too much alcohol, you might slip on the balcony. And if you do, you will become a member of the Pattaya Flying Club. So I hope with 16 minutes or so, give or take here or there, you kind of understand what the Flying Club is. Okay, it's usually a club, and when I say usually, I'm talking like 99.9% of the time. It is not a club you want to be a part of, I assure you. People just seem to accidentally become a part of this club, and that's what makes it so scary. William says, I am suffering Pattaya withdrawals. Got used to every 3 months. Now back in Utah from Korea for your job. Pay as you go. Yep. We agree with that, William, for sure. It's definitely pay as you go. 110% pay as you go. I agree. And that is a good way to stay out of trouble. Is pay as you go. Pay as you go when you're in Pattaya, and you don't have anything to worry about. Earl's got a good point. That's why I don't drink. I make it 100% known to the girls, and sometimes the bar manager. We're not going to call her by what her designation is on this channel, but you guys know who I'm talking about. That I don't want any alcohol. I'm just there to drink Coca-Cola and have some fun, watch the entertainment, whatever. Good point, Earl. Very good point. I've saved a lot of I don't have to worry about getting drunk and getting taken advantage of in one way or the other because I don't drink. So, Earl, I understand completely where you're coming from, brother. Gordon says, I recall a recent flyer refused medical attention and died at the scene. I heard about that. Gordon. I actually read about that. MOH is laughing, pay as you go. So maybe he doesn't pay as he goes. New York, Frank says, brother, it's been a long day. Need to get some sleep. I know it has, man. Go get some rest. Love you, man. And I'll see you, or I'll talk to you soon, bro. MOH says, spare us the details at Kel. Kel says, that's why I always book a ground floor in case things get out of hand. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with booking a ground floor. Lee says, stay away from ping pong and karaoke clubs. 100%. 100%. Great advice, Lee. Great advice. Absolute great advice. Mr. 7 says, hi, JC. It's been a while since I jumped on here. Hello to the DoMoreLife family. Hello to you, sir. And yes, it has been a while. Where have you been? I'm just kidding. But we are certainly glad to have you in here. MOH, this is a typically family-oriented type of discussion. We don't go at each other on here at the chat or after the chat. That's not how we operate. So if you want to go at somebody, you won't be able to stick around. My moderators, they just won't let you. I'm just telling you right now. So just letting you know. Robert says there's always a roof. That's true. There is always a roof, and you can find yourself a good roof to, I would say, spread your wings off of, and see what happens. See what happens there. So, yeah, pretty cool. And the thing people don't understand about the flying club is that Lee's right. The lack of contribution to the environment and running out of money is the number one reason you would find yourself in that position. However, there are other ways to get yourself in that position. So just like in the many videos I've talked about, you have to understand that respect, common sense, and make a budget. Make a budget when you go into a night in Pattaya, because you will spend more money than you had intended. I assure you, if you don't make a budget and stick to it. Robert says there's always a roof. Oh, I read that already. MedTech, what's up, man? It is only foreigners or Thais too. I think Thais deal with Thais in a different way, but mostly foreigners. Although I did read a story about a Thai woman who had an accident on the 4th floor not too long ago. Gordon, did you read about that? I'm not sure. Prep for it says cheaper to buy a bottle of hard stuff like of hard alcohol. I got you. You then just buy cola mixes. The bartender will mark the level, give you a card, and continue the next day or take it home. That's not a bad idea. I actually have never seen that done, Prep for it, but that's cool. Mike, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. I'm loving your series that you got going on. Appreciate you coming in here for sure. He says travel tip, AirAsia. Yep. They have the 3,000 baht unlimited flights voucher good through December 17th. I'm going to Phuket for lunch for 175 baht. That's awesome. Listen, if you are in Thailand right now and you are free, you don't have a job, you're retired, or you're just over here and don't have, you have money coming in, that kind of thing, pick up that deal because it's domestic flights only. The only reason I didn't get it is because you have to book 21 days in advance, and unless the airplane's not full. So I didn't get it because I didn't know I didn't know how the situation with the travel fund was going to be. I didn't know what the situation with work is going to be. So there were just too many variables there for me. But Mike, that is a good point. And you can definitely pick that up on AirAsia's website. They have it going on, and he is exactly right because I've read it. And going to Phuket for lunch for 175 baht, that's only in Thailand, man. Only in Thailand. Gordon says, I've never heard of any female pilots. That was just in a story I read in the Pattaya news. That's funny. I like the way you phrased that. But yeah, it was in the news. She was able to safely land her plane, and there was no like immediate danger there to her. But apparently that was an actual accident. Apparently, according to the news, anyway. MedTech saying hello to Mike. Williams says my favorite prior soy. Ooh. Yeah, we all know about that number. A couple of years ago now, I can't read that, man. William, I don't know if you're new on the channel, but like that specific street we don't use on here just because of the algorithm of YouTube, and we don't use the free word that you're talking about. So I'm sorry that your comment has to be deleted. But if you can retype it and rephrase it so that yeah, just the comment had to be deleted because we don't talk about we don't use some of the words in there. I'm sure Robert can explain that to you. Mike says chest bump and high five to everybody. That's awesome. Yeah, no, please don't take it personal, William. Please don't take it personal because it's nothing against you at all. If we were in person talking, I wouldn't care what you said. But this is not about me. This is about YouTube. So anyway, that is my summation of the Pattaya Flying Club. If you don't come out of your hotel room the next morning, you are probably have fallen victim to the flying club, and it's not a club that you want to be in. So it's one of those things. William says now back in Utah equals flights 3 times cost. I heard that the flights were going up, man, for sure. Mike says sometimes I like to post inappropriate comments so they get deleted. It helps right size my ego. I hear you, man. I usually don't delete comments. Usually the moderators I have in here, they're on top of it. I don't have to bother with comments or anything. And like I know William didn't do that intentionally or whatever, but that's just the way I choose to run the live stream. I think it's better. I even told the guys this morning, and I don't really ask for money. Usually Jim comes in and throws some kind of challenge off or whatever. And I just told the guys this morning, you know, we're looking at the goal for DoMoreLife is to make at least $100 or PayPal $100 every weekend for that goes into the travel fund, and that's between the Saturday live stream and Sunday video or live stream. And they got right on it. We're only $15 away on PayPal and got a $15 super chat. So you know we're doing good, and I can say that freely to this family because they're not going to judge me, and they're not going to call me an e-bagger and all this other bull crap that people get called because travel ain't free. And I'm a school teacher. I don't make much money. That's just the way it is. Speaking of, Lee, you didn't have to wrap it up there, man, but you did. Lee just sent the 15, so that makes 100 for the weekend on PayPal plus 15 on Super Chat. I love you guys so much for making all this worthwhile. I really do. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Really, lots of gratitude here, guys. Lots of gratitude. William says, I never can get a first floor room, of course, staying above certain facilities. Yeah. In that case, you really don't have a choice. But also, if you're in like those kind of facilities, the chances of you, I don't know, it depends on if you're one of the people that like to walk outside. Like I never use my balcony when I'm at one of those places, never. Because once I get back to the room, I'm going to sleep or taking a shower. I'm either in the room to shower or to sleep or whatever. And that's the only time I worry about the room. That's why I don't really pay big bucks for rooms in Pattaya. And that's why I think it's important to answer this question about what is the Pattaya Flying Club. And now that you guys know, which most of you already knew anyway, but some people will watch this video and they will say, wow, I didn't know that, or I didn't know this. So we're leaning towards people who are vacationers or who are new expats in the Pattaya area, and we want to keep them safe. We definitely want to keep them safe. So I'm very appreciative that I'm appreciative for those people that we put videos out like this, because I wish there would have been videos before I came to Thailand that taught me about these things. I had to learn them from people, from other expats, or from the Thai workers in the nightlife industry there, or the nightlife venues. So, Matt Tech says many schools pay Asian teachers less than simply qualified, than similarly qualified white teachers. That's true. That's true. That's true, Matt Tech. I can't argue with you on that at all. But it's still one thing about the Thais, and they don't have to worry about like insurance and some other things that we have to pay for. Like they don't have to pay for visas and airplane tickets out of the country when they need a new visa, that kind of thing. Those costs add up a lot. And they also are very good at shopping and cooking and things that save you money. They're very good at. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm trying. I'm doing better. In yesterday's video, I talked about making or having the ability to manage money becoming critical in my stay here in Thailand, and it has become critical. And I have learned a lot. New favorite drink, by the way, apple. Apple. You come over here and get the apple Yoshi instead of the honey lemon. I like this better. MedTech says my brother is Nepalese. Difficult for him to survive as a teacher in Thailand. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. A non-native speaker will likely be paid less in most cases than a native speaker, but even the native speaker usually starts out around between 25 and 30,000 baht a month. And when you break all that down and do a cost of living index, go look at my cost of living video. It's like cost of living for a single man near Pattaya or near Pattaya. And that was when I was living in Rayong, which is not exactly near Pattaya, but it's not far. So you could take a look at that, and that breaks it down to be here and to have a life. If I was just coming to Thailand just for a change of scenery and just keep working 40 hours a week and had no other goals in my life, then I wouldn't worry about anything. I would get a much more affordable apartment that didn't have any security, and that kind of thing. But because I do have other goals in life, and this is a part of it, my lifestyle, I want to be able to go out and do things. I want to be able to go out and record. I want to be able to go out and find new places and do new things. And you can't do that when you're barely scraping by. If you're barely scraping by in the States, there's no point for you to come over here, because you're just going to be barely scraping by over here. And that's going to be the worst thing in the world, because you're in paradise, but you're not going to get to see paradise. all you're going to get to see is where you work and where you sleep. You might as well stay at home. MedTech says you're right. He's about $27,000 a month. Yeah. So it's a swing. It's a whatever you it's whatever you can afford. But I'm the type of person that likes to be able to travel. I like to be able to do things. As you saw last week, with the exception of one day, I think I put out a video on my Wahan trip, which was back in March. I just now got slowed down enough to be able to take the time to edit those videos. So it's just like the Pattaya video I released just before this live stream, which I encourage you all to go watch after this live stream. It's just a 3-minute and 36-second video riding through LK Metro and the Walking Street area. It showed how dead it was, and I've seen pictures of the weekend so far, and it did not look dead at all. So it was pretty cool to see that Pattaya was coming back to life. I really like that because I'm a big fan of the city. I have many friends there, both men and women, and I really like to see it do well. I really do. I can't believe this has only been a 36-minute vlog, but I feel like I have stated clearly, and you guys have helped me clearly state what the Pattaya Flying Club is and how to avoid it. Is the main thing. How to avoid it. Stay on budget. Keep your mouth shut. Don't do anything stupid, and don't forget that when you step off the plane, none of your Western privileges matter over here at all. None. You're welcome prep for it. I would like to, one, ask everybody to make sure they hit that thumbs up button on the way out. Roger, if you could give us a thumbs up, numb nuts, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, if you enjoyed this content today, please give it a thumbs up. And also, to everyone who contributed today, that's how fast we can keep me on the move. Because if we can get $100 in the travel fund each weekend, then we're just say roughly 4 weekends in a month. That's $400 to travel the entire month, and that can be done. Like, I can do a weekend on $200, no problem, because I know how to travel cheap. So I appreciate you guys so much that sent in those PayPals and that sent the super chat. That was a big, big deal. I really appreciate that. So everybody thumbed up there. Anybody got any questions before we leave? I'm going to go out and do some recording today, take some more pictures. And also, if you haven't been following me on Instagram, you might want to do that because I've been working hard on editing a lot of pictures I've taken recently and some that I took not so recently. So thanks, everybody. Thanks to all my channel members. By the way, if you want to know what a channel member is, it's somebody that gets to vote on the content, somebody that gets to that's going to get updates that only channel members get, pictures that only channel members get in many ways. You also qualify for your own DoMoreLife email address. And if anybody here is interested in that, just go down to the bottom of the video and click join, and it'll take you through the process. Yes, thanks everyone for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. Everybody that made a comment, I really appreciate it. Those of you that contributed monetarily, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you again. Really, from the bottom of my heart, I definitely appreciate it. So I will see you guys on the next one. Remember, this channel is dedicated to travel, fun, photography, and education. And whatever you do today or tomorrow or the day after that, find a way to do more life. See you guys. Thank you so much.